are getting new details today from a scathing congressional report accusing the AARP of making huge profits thanks to the new health care law, a law the group lobbied hard to see passed. Now, the report from 3 House Republicans is called Behind the Veil: The AARP America Doesn't Know. It says that the AARP stands to gain $1 billion from the new health care law, a charge critics of the supposedly nonprofit group have been making since the contentious town hall meetings of 2009 that suggested AARP may have picked a side in the health care law, like these.
We can all agree that the system that we have now isn't sustainable.
Excuse me, but I would really appreciate it if everybody could keep their comments quiet until there's time for the public. We're going to have time for everybody to have question and answers, and I would appreciate some courtesy. Really. I mean, this might be fun for you, but that's not what we're doing today. You know what? You're not really running the meeting, sir, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. I apologize to our members. I'm sorry that it turned out this way.
So you think that just because the people that agree with you are going one voice, the ones they want to hear.
Why don't you come out on the news and agree?
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can get 1 second for time.
Excellent.
I'm fellow United States Marine from Phoenix, Arizona. Came out with over 240. This health care plan is a boondoggle and a threat against all of us.
Remember that? Be quiet, people, while I tell you what you all agree to. The AARP took a lot of flack for that. And it was just one example of how people believed they were picking a side in the healthcare debate, despite this woman's and others from the AARP's protests to the contrary. Fox Business Network's Stu Varney was one of the first to red flag the apparent AARP conflict of interest when this all started. When it was all said and done, did the AARP openly take a side in the healthcare debate, or didn't they?
Oh, yes, they clearly took a side. Go back to the 2008 election. Several AARP executives maxed out their contributions to President Obama's campaign. In fact, 75 executives from AARP gave more than $200, some totally maxed out. In 2009, AARP endorsed Obamacare. That was very important. They've got 37 million members. They all vote. They endorsed Obamacare. It was a big shot in the arm for Obamacare.
And there was a question about whether they were accurately representing the will of their people, you know, the folks, the seniors who they represent. And there was also a question about whether they should be doing that because did they stand to gain financially if the health care bill passed?
That is the conflict that's being questioned right now in hearings in Congress tomorrow. Did they endorse Obamacare because it would be good for AARP's bottom line, the revenues that they take in as an organization, or did they endorse it because they thought it was good for their members? Well, there's a lot of argument
about
that.
The members didn't, you know, I mean, that was just one sampling, but we had a long host of clips to choose from where the members were saying, we don't like this, and the AARP representatives were basically saying, well, you don't know what's good for you.
Well, Obamacare takes $500 billion, $500 billion out of Medicare. A lot of AARP people, they like Medicare. They don't want it cut by $500 billion.
How does the AARP benefit from that?
Well, take the case for Medicare Advantage. That's an existing program where you buy insurance for costs over and above Medicare. That's going to be phased out under Obamacare. What do you take in place of the Medicare Advantage? Maybe an insurance product endorsed by AARP.
Endorsed by, but did they get a kickback thanks to it?
Well, no, the kickback's the wrong word. They license insurance products sold by insurance companies.
So wait a minute. They get paid.
They took in $657 million in licensing fees in the year 2009. Obamacare stands to increase that licensing income. That's why there is a conflict of interest.
And so now these congressional leaders, these Republicans, are calling on the IRS to investigate the AARP?
Yes, AARP has non-profit status. It is not taxed as a corporation. For that, it's supposed to stay out of politics, stay out of policy, stay out of self-interest. Stay out of self-interested dealing. Did they do that? Is there a conflict here? The hearings will find out.
Wow, it's an interesting sort of end per end to the beginning that we saw back in '09 with those town halls.
Another black eye for